this group of guys from 76, it was just unique. It was some unique chemistry. People got along, people worked hard. And Norm was this, I think he had faith in us that we could do this. And I don't think there was ever a moment. He used to, before the dad veil, he always used to go to the crew and say, all right, we're going to change the plan. And we went to him, like Jim Chapin, the sixth man, and who was a wonderful guy. He was the co-captain of 76. And we went to him and said, listen, we've done very well this year. Do not do anything to change it. Just let us be. We can do this. And ended up, the Coast Guard was very fast. And we were second to Coast Guard at the national championships. And he listened to us. And normally you wouldn't, oh, no, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we said, no, we know what we're doing. Just let us be. And he was good about that.
So we had this fabulous boat, and we trained our brains out in May and June so that we could go to Henley in July. The training was a hoot. So it was double sessions. So people were really tired. I mean, all day tired. We'd go out and row our brains out in the morning, and then they'd go out in the afternoon to do the same thing. And the coach, Norm, had kind of structured the workout, so they were kind of like high intensity short stuff in the morning and more longer pieces in the afternoon, and then we would assess for it. So he and I would meet after every row, and then at the end of the day we would go off and have a beer and talk about how the boat was going and where's the morale and who's getting too tired and do we need to take some extra time off, and what about the blisters on so and so's hands.
So we're training at Hartford, and it's hot and summer, and this was in June. We'd gone to the IRAs and small, 4 in pairs and small boats. And he had this one Saturday, and his father-in-law was there, and he's in the launch, and we did 3 Henley distance races on the river near the boathouse. So the deal was we did 3 of them in a row, so which is a lot. That's 6,000 meters of racing. We do a full-on race, everything. Finish, and we were rowing upstream, and he would take a time. Every race, we did three of these races, and each one got faster, and the third one was the fastest. And he told me this, he turned to his father-in-law and he said, this crew can win. And I thought that was pretty cool, because he saw, we're just in there busting our ass, and he saw the fact that we were getting faster as we were getting tired. We kept the speed and kept the rowing's one of those things when you start getting tired, things fall apart. But he said it didn't, it just kept, it was this like, we can go faster. And he saw that. And that was still weeks before we were, not weeks before getting over there, but it was a bit before we actually started racing. So I thought that was kind of a cool tidbit of what he was seeing. And he shared that later on, this is long, and he said, I told that day you guys did that. He said, I knew that there was something special going on. So
our strength was in the middle of the race. We had big, strong guys, and they were really fit, and they could just, they could just pound the crap out of things, and just go. And so we focused on trying to, stay even with these folks, no more than a length down, till about the halfway mark. And from the halfway mark to the three-quarter mark, we were going to make our move and get out in front of everybody. That was our plan, our general plan. The other nice thing about being able to move at the half is that the halfway mark is the suckiest part of the entire race for all the athletes, because you are exhausted already halfway down, and it feels like forever yet to get to the finish line. So it takes a lot of guts to say, even though I feel like I'm totally wasted and I've got forever yet to have to keep doing this thing, I'm going to spend a little bit more. So if you can hurt people then, if you can make a move on them then, you can really demoralize a crew. And that was our plan, was to use our size and our strength in the middle, and instead of being demoralized, demoralize them. So if we could wait 10 strokes, because we knew this crew had this history of going after people after the midpoint, we might wait just, and just kind of stay with them wherever we were. We were just going to keep that up, and then we were going to make our go, so that we can say, you did your best, bye-bye, kind of thing. And worked like a charm every time.
I picked up the newspaper the morning of our second day race, and it said that University Hospital, which was the Cambridge crew that we were racing, sent a sonorous warning. So it showed them beating somebody by a few lengths, in the event. So in other words, this was a front page article on the crew who were about the race, saying, "Hey, there's a warning. These guys are fast." And they were the British national lightweight crew in sheep's clothing, and they were good, no question about it. I mean, like we had never seen anything like it, because we had not raced at that caliber. And what I mean by that is, we were starting to break loose, and they would have multiple drives into our boat. And obviously now that I've raced and coached at the international level, I understand, all of that and those strategies, and you do what you got to do. But I'm going to say they had 6 major pushes into our boat. So we had gotten a bit of an advantage, and of course, in the college rowing that we were used to, after a while people are going to give up, right? Not these guys. And of course, certainly not the semifinal team that pushed us to go 3:16, in the folly to finish. They were pushing into us quite a bit too. But that second day record-setting race, in fact, I remember Charlie Poole, our most experienced, stroke and captain of the boat, who was a Kent Henley winner, and obviously then became a Trinity Henley winner. He wouldn't talk in the boat. You're not supposed to talk in the boat. Nobody talks in the boat. But I remember probably on about the 6th push, I just remember hearing, I'm in the 4 seat, he's in the stroke seat. I remember hearing, "Geez!" I assume it helped him or something, but it was true. I mean, these guys just kept coming. So we would have to amp it up whenever possible. Yeah. And those guys they could not believe that they didn't win. It was like, like I said, I think they were the national team, lightweights, but that's still pretty fast,
Than hell over there. We raced our semifinal. It was 105 degrees or something. It was really, really hot. But anyway, we had one hell of a race with Trinity Dublin, and they were predicted to win. And it blew them right out of the water when we beat them. And when so Henley has different markings. You have, as you come down the course. So Folly is about halfway, and we had almost matched the Grand Cup. So the Grand is the top speed from Folly home. I think we were a second or 2 off of the record for that. We were quicker always in the second half. And Trinity Dublin, when they came to the dock, I learned this later on. Harry knows more about it because he got to know some of the guys. They were devastated. Absolutely. Just like, this was our race. We were supposed to win this thing.